Good morning, everyone. So yesterday we have seen the unit number. Yesterday we have completed the unit number 1, and there will be some problems based on the coefficient of viscosity, coefficient of thermal conductivity, and the coefficient of diffusion. So the problem may be asked on these topics: coefficient expression for coefficient of viscosity, expression for the coefficient of thermal conductivity, and expression for the coefficient of diffusion. Okay. So you can see the problems which are given in that textbook. Then today we will start the unit number 2, and this unit number 2 of the paper 1 of BSc semester 3 is of the concept of thermodynamics. Okay. So today we will start the unit number 2, that is the concept of thermodynamics. So my presentation includes introduction of this concept of thermodynamics, heat energy. After that we will study the what is meant by the thermodynamic system. Then we have to see the what are the different thermodynamic variables and equation of state. After that we will study the types of the thermodynamic variables. Then there are the two types of thermodynamic variable. One is the extensive variable and another is the intensive variable. What are the definition of these extensive and intensive variable, and what are the examples of these we will study. Then what is meant by the thermal equilibrium, and lastly we will discuss about the thermodynamic equilibrium. So this will be all my presentation, today's presentation. So first of all we will see what is the heat energy. So you have studied this heat energy in the lower classes. So what is the heat energy? So heat energy is a form of energy which flows by the process of conduction, convection or radiation from a body at high temperature to a body at low temperature. You have studied this all these phenomena, conduction, convection and radiation phenomenon in the lower classes. For example, I will give you an example of this conduction phenomenon, how the heat is transferred from one place to the another place in a body. So what will happen? Suppose we will consider a one rod, and that one end of the rod is heated. So when the one end of the rod is heated, its temperature increases. Then this heat energy or temperature of the one end of the rod is higher. So the heat energy flows from high temperature end to the low temperature end. So other end of this rod will also get heated after some time. Okay. So its temperature here in this example of the rod, heat is transferred from one hot end to the cold end. Okay. So heat is always transferred from high temperature body to the low temperature body. Another example I can give you for the radiation, that suppose there is a hot tea in a cup. So what will happen? If it is in the cup, then heat is radiated in the form of its vapor, and the temperature of this hot tea goes on decreasing as the time passes. Okay. So this is about the heat energy. Heat energy is transferred from a hot body to the cold body or to the surrounding. Okay. So the SI unit of the heat energy is denoted by J, and it is nothing but joule. Heat energy is measured in the joule. So after this we will study what is meant by the thermodynamic system. So a thermodynamic system is a system whose state depends upon the thermodynamic quantities. Whose state depends upon the thermodynamic quantities. What are the thermodynamic quantities? Pressure, volume, temperature, concentration. These are the thermodynamic quantities. And the state of any system depends upon these four variables. And therefore, such type of system we call it as a thermodynamic system. So, I have given here one example of the thermodynamic system. Consider a gas enclosed in a cylinder. So, this is a cylinder and here there is a piston. This piston is movable and ideal gas is present in this cylinder. So, when this piston is moved upward, then the gas will be expanded, and when the piston is moved in the downward direction, then the gas will be compressed, so that the pressure, volume and temperature of this gas will change, and therefore such type of system we call it as a thermodynamic system. So, what will happen in the thermodynamic system? So, I have given here the one figure for this thermodynamic system. So, here in the middle I have shown here the system. It is a system in which the temperature, pressure and volume is there. The system is having a certain characterized by the certain characteristics, that is the temperature, pressure and volume or concentration, and there is a surrounding to this system. Heat is always transferred from a hot body or system to the surrounding and vice versa. Okay. So, there is a boundary between the system and the surrounding. System and surrounding, and that boundary I have shown here by the continuous line. Okay. So, this is about the thermodynamic system. So, it is a thermodynamic system because the state of the gas depends upon its pressure, volume and temperature. This is the thermodynamic system. The gas enclosed in a cylinder is nothing but the thermodynamic system, and that the state of this system depends upon the pressure, volume and temperature. The thermodynamic system means macroscopic body in equilibrium, which is made up of large number of microparticles such as atoms, molecules or ions. When the system is completely uniform, it is called the homogeneous system. When the system is completely uniform, means whatever be the temperature is there, that temperature will be the constant everywhere in the system. Whatever be the pressure is there, pressure is the same on the system. Then the volume of the system remains constant. So, such type of system is nothing but completely uniform system, and such completely uniform system we call it as homogeneous system. So, example of this homogeneous system is a gas or mixture of gases, pure solid, pure liquid, etc. are the examples of the homogeneous system. So, this is about the homogeneous system. So, thermodynamic system are of the two types actually. There are the homogeneous system and the heterogeneous system. So, we have seen the homogeneous system, and what is the homogeneous system? So, when a system is completely uniform, it is called a homogeneous system, and example of this homogeneous system is a gas or mixture of gases, pure solid, pure liquid, etc. are the examples of the homogeneous system. Now, we will see the heterogeneous system. So, when a system consists of two or more phases which are separated by another by a definite bounding surface, then such a system is called the heterogeneous system. Example of this heterogeneous system are a liquid and its vapor, two immiscible liquids, two or more solids. So, these are the examples of the heterogeneous system. Liquid and vapor. I have given you one example here of the hot tea in a cup. So, what will happen? There is a hot cup in a tea, hot tea in a cup, and there will be its vapor. So this is nothing but heterogeneous system, and this heterogeneous system or hot tea in a cup is separated by the bounding surface. There are the two surfaces, one bounding surface is there. On one side there is a vapor, and on other side of this bounding surface there is a liquid, that is the hot tea. Then another example that I have given here for the heterogeneous system is two immiscible liquid. For example, suppose there is oil, and on that oil I will put a kerosene. I will put some kerosene. So there is these are the two immiscible liquid. Or suppose water is there in a beaker, and in that water suppose there is a kerosene is added. So there are the two separate layers, or some oil is added to that water. Then there are the two immiscible liquids are there, which are separated by a definite bounding surface. So this is nothing but the example of the heterogeneous thermodynamic system. So what are the thermodynamic variables and equation of state? So thermodynamics state or macroscopic state of a substance is determined completely by the four observable properties, and these properties are composition, pressure, volume and temperature. So these are the four observable properties, and the state of a system, thermodynamic state of a system or macroscopic state of a system is determined by these four properties, that is the composition, pressure, volume and temperature. So you may call these as a thermodynamic variables. These are the four thermodynamic variables on which the state of any system depends. They are thermodynamic variables of a state, and the equation relating the thermodynamic variable is called the equation of state. So equation between the pressure, volume and temperature or composition. So equation in between these variable is nothing but equation of state. Now the thermodynamic variables and equation of state, we will see the examples. For homogeneous system consisting of single substance, the composition is fixed. होमोजेनियस सिस्टम के लिए क्या रहेगा, उसका जो कंपोजिशन रहेगा वो फिक्स रहेगा. Composition will not change. Composition means number of molecules or concentration of this system is the fix. Hence, the state of a homogeneous system is determined completely by the three thermodynamic variables: pressure P, volume V and temperature T. So, state of a homogeneous system is completely determined by the three thermodynamic variables, that is the pressure, volume and temperature. In general, for a homogeneous system, the equation of state is F of PVT is equal to 0. So this is the equation of state. What is F of? Means F is nothing but function of pressure, volume and temperature, that will be equal to 0. This is nothing but general equation of state. Therefore, the pressure, volume and temperature are not independent variable. Here pressure, volume and temperature, they are not independent variable, they are the dependent variable. The state of a system depends upon the pressure, volume and temperature. Hence, thermodynamic state of a homogeneous system is completely determined by the knowing the two out of the three variables. For example, PV is equal to RT. What is P? P is the pressure, V is the volume and R is the gas constant, universal gas constant, and T is the absolute temperature. and this is the equation of state for a perfect gas or ideal gas, for 1 mole of a ideal gas. So PV is equal to RT. This is nothing but the equation of state for the ideal gas or perfect gas. While P plus A upon V square into V minus B is equal to RT. So here A and B are the constants, and these constants are known as the van der Waals constant. And this equation is a equation of state for the real or van der Waals gases that you have studied in the 12th. So this is the one equation of state. This is another equation of state. This equation depends upon the pressure, volume and temperature. If we consider one variable to be constant, that is T is the constant, then PV is equal to RT. That is nothing but equation of state for the Boyle's law. This is nothing but equation of state, and this is another equation of state that is known as the van der Waals equation. And after this, we will study what are the different types of the thermodynamic variable. There are the two types of the thermodynamic variable. First one is the extensive variable, and the second type of the thermodynamic variable is the intensive variable. So after this, we have to see what are the extensive variables and what are the intensive variable. So what is the extensive variable? So extensive variable is a macroscopic parameter. It is the macroscopic, it is the large, it is the bulk parameter which describes the system in equilibrium, and which has the value equal to the sum of its value in each part of the system. So such type of macroscopic parameter is called the extensive variable. So macroscopic parameter which describes the system in equilibrium and which has a value equal to the sum of its values in each part of the system is called the extensive variable. So for this example, suppose we have two parts of a system. There is one system which has the two parts of a system. So macroscopic variable is the x. Macroscopic variable is the x of the system. Has a values x1 in one part of the system and x2 is the value in other part of the system. So there are the two parts of the system. So in one part its value is the x1, in other part its value is the x2. So if x is equal to x1 plus x2, x1 and x2 are added together, then that will give us the x. So this variable x is an extensive variable. Such variable we call it as an extensive variable. When we call this variable as an extensive variable, when we add the value in one part plus value in other parts, so that will give the macroscopic. The x1 is nothing but microscopic value and x2 is nothing but macroscopic value. There is a difference between the microscopic and macroscopic variable. So you can understand this with the help of this. So in one part of the system there is a value x1. In other part of the system there is a value x2. When both these values are added together, that will give the macroscopic variable, that is the x. And this macroscopic parameter or variable is an extensive variable. The extensive variable depends upon the quantity or mass or size of the system. The example of these extensive variables are the mass, volume, internal energy, entropy, length, area, heat, capacity, electric charge, magnetization. All these are the variables, extensive variables. These are the extensive variables. For example, suppose the mass is there. So there are the two parts of a system. So one part of the system has the mass m1, other part of the system has the mass m2. When these two masses are added together, we get m is equal to, suppose, m1 plus m2. M is equal to m1 plus m2. What we have done for the macroscopic parameter, macroscopic variable, we have added the value, its value in each part of the system. When both these values are added together, then that will give the macroscopic parameter, macroscopic variable, that is the m, mass. So total mass of the system is nothing but mass in one part of the system and mass in other part of system, both are added together, that will give the mass of a system, mass of a system, total system, and that is nothing but mass is nothing but extensive variable. Then the volume. Now here volume is also the extensive variable. Why volume is the extensive variable? Suppose there is a system in which there are the three parts, suppose. Three parts are there. So one part is having the volume V1, second part of the system is having the volume V2, and third part of the system is having the volume V3. So what is the total volume of the system? Total volume of the system, V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay. All the volume of each part of the system is added together. V1 is nothing but microscopic parameter. V1 is the microscopic variable in one part of the system. V2 is the microscopic variable in other part of the system. V3 is the microscopic parameter in the third part of the system, and all these are added together to get the macroscopic parameter, macroscopic variable. Macroscopic variable. So what is the total volume of the system then for the three parts of a system? System having the three parts. So total volume V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. So all volume of all part of the system are added together to get the macroscopic volume, and therefore such type of system we call it as a extensive variable. Such type of variable we call it as a extensive variable. Then the second type of thermodynamic variable is the intensive variable. So this extensive variable and intensive variables are very important from the examination point of view. Sometimes discuss about the extensive and intensive variables, such type of question may be asked, or sometimes the difference between the extensive and intensive variable can be asked in the examination. So you must prepare these topics for the examination point of view. Okay. So what is the intensive variable? Intensive variable, a microscopic parameter. It is the microscopic parameter which describes the system in equilibrium and which has the same value for any part of the system. Whatever be the parts of the system are there, all these parts of the system has the same value. So such type of microscopic parameter is called the intensive variable of a system. Suppose we have the two parts of a system. The macroscopic variable x of the system, has the values x1 and x2 in two parts of the system. Two parts has the value, one part is having the value x1, other part is having the value x2. When we obtain the macroscopic variable, that is x, then the x1 is equal, x is equal to x1 is equal to x2, then such type of variable x is an intensive variable. X is an intensive variable. When this X is an intensive variable, when x1 is equal to x2 is equal to x, then in that case the such variable we call it as a intensive variable. So in intensive variable what will happen? Any part of this system has the same value. It has the same value. Okay. So the intensive variables are the independent of the mass or size of the system. Previously we have seen extensive variables depends upon the mass or size of the system. Here intensive variables are the independent of the mass or size of the system. It is the characteristic of the substance present in the system. It is the characteristic of the substance present in the system. The example of the intensive variables are the temperature, pressure, density, surface tension, viscosity, refractive index, specific volume, magnetic induction, electromotive force, etc. So these are the examples of the intensive variables. Then we will see the definition of the thermal equilibrium. If the temperature of each part of the system, each part of the thermodynamic system is same, temperature is same in each part of the system, then this temperature is equal to the temperature of the surrounding. Then the thermodynamic system is said to be in thermal equilibrium. Both these part of the system has the same temperature. If this is happening, then such type of system we call it as a in thermal equilibrium. For example, here, so there is a hot body and heat is transferring from hot body to the cold body. So when these two systems, one system is the hot body, another system is the cold body, when they are in equilibrium, means their temperature is suppose 26 degrees Celsius is the temperature of one part of the system, and other part of the system is also having the same temperature, that is the 26 degrees Celsius. Both the temperature of both part of the system has the same temperature. Therefore, such type of system we call it as in thermal equilibrium. So microscopically, the molecules of the thermodynamic system are in a random motion and are colliding with each other and with the wall of the container. If the average kinetic energy of each molecule is the same, then the system is said to be in thermal equilibrium. Kinetic energy of each molecule is same, then the system is said to be in thermal equilibrium. The average kinetic energy of a molecule at a temperature T is given by average kinetic energy is given by 3 by 2 kT. That is nothing but law of equipartition of energy, where K is the Boltzmann's constant and T is the absolute temperature. So average kinetic energy of a molecule at temperature T is given by 3 by 2 kT. K is the Boltzmann constant and T is the absolute temperature. So then we will study the thermodynamic equilibrium. A system, if the system is in thermal, chemical and mechanical equilibrium, then it is said to be the thermodynamic equilibrium. If the system is in thermal, chemical and mechanical equilibrium, then it is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. If the temperature of each part of the system is same, then the system is said to be in thermal equilibrium. Thermodynamic equilibrium is, in this thermodynamic equilibrium, all the three equilibriums are there, that is the thermal equilibrium, chemical equilibrium and mechanical equilibrium. And when all these equilibrium are taking place in a system, then such a system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium. So this means that the kinetic energy of each molecule of the system is the same. If the composition of each part of the system is the same, then the system is said to be in chemical equilibrium. Composition is same in each part of the system, then such system we call it as a such a system is in chemical equilibrium. This means that there is no transfer of matter from one part of the system to the another part of the system. So if there is no macroscopic movement within the system or of the system with respect to the surrounding, then the system is said to be in mechanical equilibrium. When the system is in mechanical equilibrium, if there is no macroscopic movement within the system or of the system with respect to the surrounding, then such system is said to be in mechanical equilibrium. So, thermal equilibrium, chemical equilibrium and mechanical equilibrium are there in the thermodynamic system. So, this means there is no unbalanced force between the different parts of a system or between the system and the surrounding. Okay. This is about my today's presentation